Good day, everybody. Welcome back to the flight deck. We're here in Las Vegas, Nevada, doing the return flight to our base up in Denver with Cetan in the 737-700. Looks like Kevin's unable to get the sim up and running, so he's not able to join us. But we will carry on. Looks like we got Brian joining us today, actually. So, Brian, thanks for flying along. And hello to Liam in the chat. Hope you are doing well. So let's hop on board the aircraft and start getting her set up and ready to go. Alright, first thing we're going to do is get the flight tracker up and running. And that's our pre-flight. We'll come down here. Brakes are now on and popping up top. Batteries on. Standby power is on. And emergency lights are on. Ground power is connected, so we'll switch over. There we go, and we can do the light. So let's get panels up on the top. We'll come down here, put our position lights to steady, and we'll get our lower panels in. Get that lighting up so we can see it. If you're hearing music very faintly in the background, I do have something on for Molly. She is currently in her crate. She's been very good today. And she's just having a rest while I do this, so I don't have to worry about her chewing on something she should not be. Alright, so that's all the lights done. Let's pop up top. Let's pop right up top and get the IRSs over to nav for 1 and 2. So we can now come down and we can request boarding.
Boarding requested.
So while that's going on, use the default, that's fine. While that's going on, we're going to pop down here to our FS actions. We'll go into our fuel. Molly's really good. We had a great day yesterday, and we had a very good walk this morning. We'll be going out again later after her dinner once we're done the flight. You went to the Bumblebee. That's a good name for a place. Alright, so fuel today is going to be 12,725 pounds of fuel. We'll get that in there. There we go.
Do you want a board crew?
No, I do not want a board crew.
Passengers.
I will go over to the payload now. So we're looking at an estimated takeoff weight of 125,000 pounds. So we're a little heavy. So we're going to back off our passenger load a little bit. Brings us down to 128, so we got to lose 3.8. So let's go with 2. So we'll bring that down to 4124. And 4098. Where does that sit us? 126.8. We want 125, so we gotta lose another 8. So we'll go 3724 and 4898. So there we go. So there's our. Actually, it wants. There, 125. That's good. So that's all good. We are set there on our weights are in. We can come over and now carry on with the rest of our setup. So back up top. Passenger signs are now set on for seatbelts. Electric hydraulic pumps 1 and 2 are now on. Yaw dampers are on. Window heat left and right are now on. Left aft fuel pump is coming on. APU light's gone out. We will turn on, watching for the low oil pressure. Once we get the low oil pressure light, we will start, and it is coming online. So we should see the APU kick in a second. There she goes. And she is coming up. So it is now peaked. We're waiting it to come back and stabilize. Once this lights up, this means our APU generators are available, and we're going to switch over to them and come off the ground power. We'll leave the ground power connected as a standby, just in case. But we'll go on to the APU generators and the APU bleed air to get some air moving in the back of the aircraft. So there's the generators coming online, and APU bleeds are up. And then packs are now coming on as well, and they are set to auto with the isolation valve being open. Alright, let's pop down to our panel again. We can continue with our position initialization. So we're going to switch over to the next page. It is the 22nd, which is an even number, so we're going to use the pilots, the captains, which is this one here. We'll go back over, set it in. Aircraft now knows where it is, and we're going to request our route. So we have one route in our database. It is Las Vegas to Denver, 548 miles. That is the one we want. So we're going to select that. It's going to request it from our flight operations center. As soon as the aircraft has it on board, it'll ask us if we want to load that one in. Of course, we will tell it yes. There we go. We'll load that one in. We're just waiting it to load in. And there we go. So we will activate and execute. So we're going to put our flight number in. It is US 004, Skyhawk 004, Las Vegas to Denver. And it is all looking good. And there's our route, basically 2 waypoints with a SID and a star at either end. Speaking of which, let's get that information in. So the winds currently in Las Vegas have kind of been all over the place all day long. They're currently variable at 3 knots. There we go. Put it into the chat. Variable at 3 knots, 10 miles of visibility, a few clouds at 25,000 feet. It's currently 26 degrees and an altimeter of 2998. So we're going to set the altimeter 2998. We are filed to use runway 01 right and the Gidget 2 departure. So that is what we're going to do. So we're going to go off on runway 01 right off the Gidget 2 departure, and we are going up to Tucker. We'll enter that. We will now come to our arrival. They did have ATC, and they do have ATC in Denver. Let's see what they're using there. Just check on the arrival ATIS. Expect ILS or RNAV runway 16 right, 16 left, R17 right. Alright, so we're going to stick with the IRS. We're going to plan for the ILS for 16 right. So ILS 16 right. We're set to come in on the Ski 3 arrival. This one here. Now we're going to transition onto the arrival at Bump, and we're going to go onto the ILS at KLAS. So that is in. So if we come to our legs, you can see our departure. We're going to fly out to Gidget. And there's our truck and Bump, our 2 main waypoints, and then we come in on the arrival all the way down here, all the way down to Cliff. And then we head from Cliff to KLAS. Just gonna find it here. Cliff is the end point. KLAS is the approach point entry. So we're just gonna move that up so it's all there. And then yeah, Shroom Shred. socket, and this takes us in for the ILS. So that is all good and set up there. Yeah. All right, over to our programming. So our gross weight for today is 125.0. Our planned fuel is 12.7. Reserves is, let's call it 2.0. Cost index of 25 today. We're going up to a cruise level of 370. Cruise winds are, let's see if I've got those, estimated to be 256 at 89 knots, so fairly good push. And transition altitude of 18,000 feet is good. So we're going to come over now for our performance numbers. And I'm just going to bring up my performance calculator. It's doing a little update. Sorry for the delay. All right, so we're going to do our takeoff. So I got to grab my estimated takeoff weight. And we'll go into the calculator. So the airport we're going out of is KLAS. And we want runway 01 right. We have the weather. We've got the weight in. And we'll do our calculation. So, cell temperature of 49 degrees. And it wants us doing a 24K. That is what we have, and we are good there. So it's going to be a flaps 5 departure. And our runway winds are, well, it says they're calm. So we're going to go 0 at 01. 010 at 0. Come back over. So our center of gravity is in. And our takeoff speeds are calculated to be 130, 134 as our rotation, and 136. And we should have 3,200 feet remaining. All right, so that is now in. And we are good there. Sounds like everything is loaded in the back. Alright, so all our information is now plugged in and we are good. Clear that caution. We have no ATC online currently down here in Las Vegas. So we're going to self-clear. So, frequencies are going to be 122.8 on COM 1, 121.5 on COM 2. Just gotta scroll that down. There we go, 121.5 on COM 2. We're going to be squawking 2000 on the transponder. And we are all good there. So altimeters are set to 9 or 9 or 8. Transponder is set to 1000. We can now come up, and as it's the first flight of the day, we'll do our checks. Mach speed, stall warning. Alright, we'll pop down. Just gonna come out so I can see everything here. We'll do our in-op test, caution, recall, and our alerts. Fire test. Fire warning, master caution, recall, lights are up, all our alerts, and audible alarm, and our system test.
Glide slope. Pull up. Wind shear. Wind shear. Wind shear. Terrain. Terrain. Pull up. Airspeed low. Airspeed low.
Alright, that's our tests. Fueling, loading, and boarding is complete. Fuel is all on board. Takeoff data is set. 130, 134, and 136. Come up to our altitude panel. We're going up to a flight level of 370. There we go. And our altitude here, in case we have to return back, is going to be 2,200 feet. It's 2180, but we will round up. To 2,200 feet, so that is now set. MCP, we can come over here and set it. We want 014 as our, sorry, 014 as our initial heading, where our speed is going to be V2 plus 20, so 156 as our initial climb. And for our departure, we have an initial restriction of flight level 190. And we'll just dial that in to there. Alright, so that is set. Flight directors are now on both sides. Radios are set. If we pop out, we can take a look. Doors are all closed. Equipment is clear. We are good there. So, coming up top, we are going to turn on the anti-collision light, and we will call for our push. Now, Brian is flying. Let me just get his American Airlines 492. Alright.
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback.
Alright, so they're coming to do their hookup. So we're going to get ourselves set up here. Turn traffic on, data, and terrain. And over here we go to circle traffic. And I set him to 20 mile bubble. 20 mile bubble.
Departure checks completed. Bypass pin inserted.
Alright, so we're going to be pushing back. We're going to go tail right, nose left, and we're going to be facing west. We are parking on the E gates. We're at E14. So we're probably going to push back to taxi lane 2. So we're going to go nose left, tail right. And as they do the final checks there, we'll come back up top. We're going to turn. We have no fuel in the center tanks, so turn on the main tanks and pop up here. Air conditioning is coming off. Ignition mode selector is set to both. And we're ready to start as soon as they're hooked up. You had to give up the Air Canada call sign for these flights? Yeah, I know. What gate are you at, Brian? Just looking at some wingspan clearance numbers. American Air. Oh, okay. You're oh, is that you beside me then? In the E terminal?
Las Vegas traffic, you're going to American 492 pushing back from gate 11, facing west.
Las Vegas traffic, Skyhawk 4 pushback facing west, Las Vegas. Did I miss the... Oops, sorry. Let me, I don't know what the wait is for. But they're not, oh, I see the problem. Oop, stop doing that. Let's jump on board.
Locking gear.
Forgot to remove the chocks. Forgot with the 737. It's a little bit differently. That's all disconnecting. Alright. So with that done, you can go over to that page. Should be just about ready to push.
Releasing parking brakes, please. All engines clear. Start at will.
There we go, and there's Brian sitting over there. So we're good. Pushback is started. We're going to come down here now and start engine number 2. Ground start selected. It's the habit of multiple aircraft types. Sometimes forget the little things.
Vegas traffic on the 2062 turning panel for runway 26 left. Las Vegas traffic.
Alright, we'll add fuel. And there we go, engine's lit off. Ignore the terrain deformations here. I believe this is generic default scenery. I don't think I have a Las Vegas scenery installed. I think I got one that adds the hotels in the town, but not the actual airport.
Waiting your confirmation for a good engine start.
We get kicked. There's turn off, starting engine number 1.
Las Vegas traffic, JetBlue 1079, pushing back and starting from gate Delta 1. Las Vegas traffic.
Oh, Delta 1. That's the Delta gates over there. He's on the other side, Delta 1. And there's start off. So we can tell them we have good engine start.
Cockpit to ground. We have a good engine start. You can disconnect.
Unlocking gear.
Alright, so up top we go. Engine generators 1 and 2 are now online. We'll come over to engine 1 on the panel. Engine 1 and 2 start switches will go to continuous. Probe heats are now on. Engine anti-ice not required. Engine 1 and engine 2 bleeds are on. Packs are to auto. Recirculation fan is set to auto. Isolation valve is set to auto. APU bleed is off. APU bleed is, or
Tow truck
APU is
disconnected.
off.
Bypass pin removed.
Flaps are set to
Left is
5.
clear. Right is clear.
truck is disconnected. Bypass pin has been removed. Elevator trim, we want 4.8, so just below 5. About there is good. Flight controls will come up to our system page. Full left, full right, neutral, full forward, full back, neutral. Areas holding the pin up. Give them a thumbs up.
Traffic, Condor 2062.
There's our
uplift.
rudders. He's going to give a wave and walk away. Engine instruments are looking good. Alright. First officer got the wave. He's walking away. We're going to go LNAV and VNAV on the autopilot. Auto throttles on. Warning recall is clear. We'll clear the caution for the FMC. Taxi light to taxi, and auto brake set to RTO. Alright, so we're going to taxi out from the Echo Gates via 7 Alpha 7 Charlie 5 Bravo Delta. I'm holding short 01. Las Vegas area traffic, Skyhawk 4, taxiing runway 01 right from the Echo Gates via 7 Alpha 7 Charlie 5 Bravo Delta, crossing 26 right Delta, holding short 01 Romeo. Alright, so brakes released. Away we go.
That's Cirrus traffic, Condor 2062. Final call, runway 26 left.
Las Vegas traffic, American 492, following Skyhawk 4 to 1 right.
A little bit of thrust required to get us going. It is fairly hot, and again, we're above 2,000 feet here, so we're going to get a little degraded performance. So it's going to be the first left here. I'll have to look, and
Las Vegas traffic, JetBlue 1079, taxiing to runway 1 right from the Delta Gates via taxiway Charlie, Delta 6, Las Vegas. Correction, Delta 3.
yeah, we don't have stands assigned to us down here. Alright, so it's going to be the first turn here. This gives us, puts us on 7. Oh, there's the Condor landing. Now the aircraft that's departing with us is JetBlue 79er. He's heading to LA. Penn and Teller sign on that sign over there, signpost. Interesting. Alright, so we're going to go right down to the bottom here, and that will put us on to Bravo. I thought that aircraft was over here. Oh, there he is. There's the JetBlue.
Las Vegas traffic, Condor 2062 on Alpha 7, runway 26 left vacated, taxiing via Alpha 7, cross runway 26 right, then Bravo Charlie 2 to the ramp. Las Vegas traffic.
Alright, so here we are on Bravo. That's Charlie just to the right of us, and that only goes part way.
Las Vegas traffic, Condor 2062, crossing runway 26 right. Las Vegas traffic.
There's the Condor. So the TAF we had prior to this one was winds variable. There's the three of us coming down. Were winds variable and then switching to out of the east and then back and east and back. So not sure which way they actually are, but I just left the prior routing in that we had just to make it easy. Oh, Liam, you have your dog with you? What did you call him? Scraps, I think it was. That's a pretty cool name.
Las Vegas traffic, Condor 2062 clear of runway 26 right.
And that Condor flew in from Frankfurt. Smudge. I knew it started with an S, yeah. Alright, so we're going to go by the Condor here. It's A330-200.
Las Vegas traffic, Condor 2062, continuing taxi on to Zulu, then Whiskey, then Golf, and then back onto Bravo. Las Vegas traffic.
Very nice. This is Alpha 7, and it'll be Alpha 8, and then we're going to turn left on Delta. There we go. Here's Delta. Your brother's dog is called Zola. Oh, that's a nice one. So here's Delta. Let's do a quick look. I'm not seeing any traffic coming in. Las Vegas area traffic. Skyhawk 4 crossing runway 26 right at Delta, Las Vegas. Now we're clear on the approach. When I started setting up, we did have ATC on, but we don't now, obviously.
Las Vegas traffic, American 492 crossing, 26 right at Delta.
We do have ATC currently online in Denver. We'll see how long that lasts. right, so here we are at 01 right. And again, technically, you tend to use the closer runway for
Vegas traffic, JetBlue 1079 crossing 26 left at Delta, Vegas.
for departure, and then the further out one for the arrivals. All right, so brakes are set. Pre-flight fuel flow, we'll do the reset. We'll give it a second. We'll check. Yep, fuel flow is equal. V speeds are verified. 130, 134, 136. MCP is set. 156.014. Flight level 190. Nav data is good. Radios are set. Position lights are going to strobe and steady. Taxi light is off. Runway turn-off lights are on. Landing lights are on. Transponder is set to TARA. Runway is identified, and we're taking position. Las Vegas area traffic, Skyhawk 4 taking position, runway 01 right. Alright, approach is clear, no aircraft shown on the approach path. Yeah, takeoff is good. It means the adventure is starting. Alright. Let's get ourselves around and lined up. There's the strip. Alright, so brakes are set, engines to 40%. Clock is running. Las Vegas area traffic, Skyhawk 4 departing runway 01 right on the Gidget to departure. Brakes released. Takeoff power set.
Las Vegas traffic, American 492 lining up one right. We'll hold for 2 minutes for separation.
Airspeed's alive. Checked.
V1. Rotate. Positive rate of climb.
Gear up. And Command A autopilot is on. Commencing turn. And there we go. Going for acceleration. Nose coming down, speed starting to increase. Las Vegas below. As we depart to the eastwards.
Las Vegas traffic, American 492 departing one right, Gidget to departure.
Alright, so through 200 knots, flaps up. So got positive rate of climb, gear is up, autopilot is on, auto brake is off, gear lever is off, engine start
Las Vegas
switches
traffic, JetBlue 1079 lining
set.
up and waiting, runway 1 right. Gonna give a minute of separation.
To auto. Runway turnoff lights are now off. Flaps are retracted and up. Cabin is pressurizing. Altimeters will switch at 18,000 feet. And everything is looking good, so we're just going to dial in flight level 370 for our final altitude. There we go. We are indeed up and away. There's a little bit of traffic behind us. That's fine. We're clear around on the TCAS. It's 9,000 feet. We're heading out over the desert. This time of day, it'd probably be fairly bumpy here with the heat coming off the ground. And there's 10,000 feet, so lights can come off and the seatbelt signs can come off as well.
Las Vegas traffic, JetBlue 1079 departing runway 1 right on the Radiator to departure.
As I said, he's heading off to Las Vegas. We're going up to 37,000 feet. Not sure why we're not switching into our higher speed climb. Oh, it's going to change that arrow. Are we on speed restrictions on the way out? We are. Okay. So an arrow will kick over to our high altitude climb speed. I've got 2.2 miles to go. There we go, 275.
1 right on the radar to departure passing 4,400 climbing flight level 340. Final call,
And Las Vegas traffic, Skyhawk 4 at Arrow, climbing through flight level or 17,000 feet, departing on the Gitcha 2 departure, final call, Las Vegas. Alright, so we're on our way. Speed's coming up to our high altitude climb speed, and we got a good rate of climb going. There's 18,000. We'll set standard pressure. Standard set across the board. Everything is looking good. On top of climb just after Nickel. It's a little crowded out. If I go any further. But it's not going to be a long flight. Should be a nice one over the Rockies. And basically we're going to come out of the Rockies and right on the other side we'll be landing in Denver. So should be pretty good. We should be at cruise altitude in approximately 7 minutes. 8 minutes. gives 20,000 feet. Get the map up. There you can see where we are. Let me just adjust the chat, although I always tend to forget to put it back down. Ah, it's already up there. All right. Must have forgot it from last flight. There's 22,000 feet. We are looking good. So Denver approach is online. Yeah, it's not a bad length. Of course, for me, I'm just getting myself settled in, and all of a sudden it's over. All right, so any changes on the ATIS as it stands at the moment? No, still expecting 1.6 rate. Okay, so that is all good, and we're heading out. So let's switch over to a nice view of the mountains. Let's get a better one. There's the bigger window. Give you a little bit of in-flight entertainment, and we will be back in a little bit to brief the arrival and our descent down into Denver. Hope you enjoy the entertainment. As always, we do have snacks and drinks available. You can order them from the flight staff. Enjoy your flight. I'll be in the chat. See you in a little bit.
Remember that curiosity killed the cat. Curiosity try to snoop. Remember that curiosity killed the cat.
pulse of production activity, some of the world's largest aircraft assemblies are made, and detailed sections are carefully integrated to shape the newest of the wide-body jetliners, the L-1011 TriStar. Courtline, whose brilliant livery marks the TriStar in the foreground, will be the first inclusive tour airline in Europe to introduce air travel aboard this advanced transport. Production and Flight Test Center for Lockheed's TriStar is located in Palmdale, California, some 50 miles north and east of Los Angeles, about 20 minutes by air from Lockheed's headquarters in Burbank. These new facilities, constructed especially to accommodate final assembly and flight testing of the L-1011, comprise 9 buildings and nearly 1,300,000 square feet under roof. They incorporate the most advanced concepts in aircraft production and logistic support. The main assembly building affords more than 868,000 square feet of working space, large enough for production of future transports, twice the size of the TriStar. Long before aircraft production began, years of research, testing, and evaluation were translated into today's final TriStar design. 66 different configurations were considered, and over 20,000 hours of testing in 7 different wind tunnels, both low and high speed, helped to establish the most efficient aerodynamic configuration. All functional subsystems were proved in this full-scale vehicle system simulator. Flight controls, hydraulic and electrical systems, avionics, and the landing gear system. The structural integrity of the landing gear had been tested under simulated landing speeds and aircraft load conditions in excess of FAA requirements. And static testing of 2 complete airframes demonstrated that the L-1011 structure will endure over 20 years of airline operation. More than 50,000 simulated flights will be flown in the fatigue test aircraft alone. An extensive flight test program involving 5 different aircraft conducted over a span of 18 months, amassed more hours of flight test performance. Literally millions of data points were analyzed. One of the more spectacular tests was the tail dragger test, by which minimum liftoff speed is determined. Flights at varying gross weights and at different flap settings were made to obtain takeoff performance factors and to establish runway length requirements at different weights. During the flutter test program, the aircraft equipped with flutter vanes on the wingtips was deliberately subjected to bending and torsion loads at various altitudes and at maximum speeds to determine how quickly the airframe dampens out oscillations. The findings showed good structural dampening characteristics. And now let's take a brief look at the manufacturing sequence for the TriStar. Fuselage growth starts with the mid-body segment, built around the wing box and keelson. Forward and aft sections are attached. Followed by the flight station. Installation of interior components and functional systems begin once the afterbody is added. Then the fuselage emerges from the paint shop with its distinctive colors and markings. Halcyon Breeze is the second TriStar ordered by Cortline. After mating the fuselage to the wings, the empennage is attached, as well as the main and nose landing gear. One of the last major production steps is installing the 3 Rolls-Royce RB211 engines, 2 wing-mounted and 1 in the aft fuselage. Installation of interior trim, side and ceiling panels, carpeting, passenger seats, and functional systems is then completed. When all systems have been ground tested, preparations get underway for the flight test program. The first TriStar for Cortline, dubbed Halcyon Days, took to the air for the very first time on January 28, 1973. During that first flight and subsequent ones before delivery to Cortline, Lockheed test pilots checked the airworthiness, general handling responses, engine performance, and made certain that all systems functioned in optimum readiness. Particular attention has been directed to producing a self-sufficient airplane for Cortline, with such special features as 8 wide Type A doors, 4 on each side, making access to the aircraft quick and easy. 3 self-powered conveyor belt type cargo loaders to expedite baggage handling. And electrically operated onboard stairs. They are stowed in the center cargo compartment, quickly unfold and move into position for passenger embarking or deplaning, thus eliminating the need for any ground support equipment. Seating gives an economic plus by providing accommodations for 400 passengers. The cabin, nearly 20 feet wide, is 60% wider than Cortline's present jets. And the cabin height of nearly 8 feet gives an additional feeling of spaciousness. the trolleys can be replenished from a storage area in the below-deck galley, which is connected to the main cabin by 2 electric lifts. Cortline's TriStar will have a 200-gallon potable water supply, sufficient for a complete round trip as far as 2,000 nautical miles from Luton. The impressively quiet performance of the TriStar's RB211 Rolls-Royce engines, each producing 42,000 pounds of thrust, will allow it quiet movements from Luton Airport, a unique tribute in itself. The TriStar's extensive world tour to the UK, Europe, the Middle East, and Asia, totaling 65,000 miles, demonstrated the ease of operation from a variety of airports and under a wide range of conditions. These flights put the L1011 to a good test for Cortline airline service, scheduled to begin in April this year. Halcyon holiday travelers cruising aboard the TriStar at 600 miles an hour will be carried to the luring sunspots that dot the Mediterranean. The resort hotels, the beaches, the varied attractions that make these locations a mecca for European travelers. It will be a great summer in '73 when the Lockheed TriStar, with its passenger comfort, quiet performance, self-sufficient features, and operating economics, makes its debut in Europe. Cortline will again prove itself a leader as an inclusive tour carrier.
It's a time, it is fun to pack a bag. and you chop some firewood.
Okay, Alan. I'll chop some wood for you, Alan. Why, that no good runt. Hey, bro, you dirty rat.
Popeye, where's your sense of humor?
I got a match, pal. I likes the fire with me pipe. This gang will burn him up. April Fool. I'd like to April Fool that guy.
Popeye, would you mind serving the lemonade?
wrong side of the bed. For that, you can almost drop dead. Break a wishbone, and if you get the big end, your wish will come true, and your troubles will end. Gosh, I wish I had a bird for breakfast. Aha, I get my wish. If you whistle before breakfast, you'll cry before dinner.
Listen to the mockingbird, listen to the mockingbird, still singing where the weeping willows wave. I'm dreaming now of Hallie, sweet Hallie, sweet Hallie. She's sleeping in the alley, and the mockingbird is singing where she lies. Listen to the mockingbird. How'd I get in here? Man, you gotta straighten up and fly right. Looks like I've been invited for dinner.
See a pin, pick it up, and all the day you'll have good luck.
Ain't he superstitious? That's all I wants to know. Hey, boss. Hey, boss. Hey, boss. Hey. Boss! Boss, I hate to interrupt you when you's eating, but you done spilled the salt.
Yikes! If you spill salt, throw it over your shoulder or you won't live to be much older. Come out, wherever you are.
Here I is, boss.
Yikes! A ladder. Hey, if you go under a ladder, your days will grow sadder and sadder.
Thanks for the information, boss.
Oh, that's all right, pal. Put it here.
Why not? In the house with an open umbrella will make you a most unfortunate fella. Hey, boss, bread and butter.
Yikes! 3 on a match.
And you wind up in the booby hatch. You'll be sorry. Peekaboo.
Oh, this is hard luck.
That's right, boss. 7 years hard luck.
Did you say 7 years hard luck?
That's what the man said. That's what he said. He said that.
Yikes! A black cat!
Afraid of a black cat? My. Is he super duperstitious? Friday the 13th, knockwood. Soft. rabbit foot. Horseshoe. Hotwood. Salt. Rabbit foot. Horseshoe. Hotwood. Salt. Rabbit. Horseshoe.
Alright, welcome back to the flight deck. We are currently coming in over the mountains. We're on the approach, or sorry, the arrival into Denver, although we're not going to start descending for a few minutes. ATC is up in Denver. You might have seen me coming down here and tuning in the radio frequency. So they're using 16 right, 17 right, 187 left. I think we're going to be given 16 right. So we're going to set up for that. So we're going to come over here to our ILS. We're going to get the frequency in, which is 111.9. So we're going to come down here, 1119, and set that in. That is the ILS frequency. We're also going to set in the Denver frequency of 1179. We'll put it on the other side. There we go. And that's the VOR in on that side there. So we're all set up with that. We're also going to do a couple of things here. We're going to pop it down here. We're going to go into our fix. We're going to go to KDEN, and we are going to set up a 25-mile radius around the airport. I'm also going to come to the next page, and we're going to go KDEN 16 right. That might not give it to me. Yeah, it won't do it. So we're not going to worry about doing the offset on the runway, but we did put in the ring around the airport at 25 miles, so that gives us our minimum safe altitude circle. Anyway, we're working our way up to our descent, so we're going to be landing full. We're going to go with a flaps 3 landing today. We're not going our flaps 3. Flaps 30 landing. We're not going to go with the full flaps since we got that extended elevation, and the current weather down in Denver. I'll grab and put it into the chat. Is winds are pretty calm, 10 miles of visibility, few clouds at 10,000 feet, few clouds at 15,000 feet. It's 26 degrees, so it's kind of warm. 299.6 is the altimeter, so we're going to go with a flaps 30 to allow us to keep the speed up. So we'll put that in there, and that gives us our reference. Flaps 30 of 128. We'll get that altimeter in the standby ready to go of 299.6. That is in as well. So our intercept altitude on the ILS is 7,000 feet. So we're going to come over here, dial that in. 7,000 feet, and we're going to do our airport elevation, which is, let me get over here to the charts. 5,400 and rounding up 50 feet. So up to the overhead, and we're going to crank this up to 5,450. We are operating at high altitudes here. I want to make sure everything is good. So as you can see, there's the edge of the mountains as we come out. Should be looking good. Again, we'll be descending down. There we go. Our restrictions have already started. We have to be above 27,000 feet at Aspen, and then when we get down to Ski, which is the actual entry into the arrival, we're just on a feeder, transitional feeder. We have to be between flight level 220 and flight level 200, which we will see will actually shows up ahead. So we're going to come down, basically looking at the map here, we're going to come down, make a left turn, fly up the west side of the airport, loop around and come in and land in Denver. So we'll get rid of the map now. No longer needed. I will put chat in its usual spot. There we go. That is now adjusted to its spot. And we're just heading inbound. A little bit of turbulence now up over the mountains. We do have a 100-knot tailwind, so we're just hiking it along here. Hang on, I can't read what your thing says because I got that stupid emoji generator thing. I'm trying to see if I can read what it says. What does... Oh, knots? Knots, nautical miles. So a statute mile is what everyone's used to. 5,000, whatever, 800 and something feet. A nautical mile is the naval distance, and it is 1.1 statute mile. So 100 statute miles is 100, or 100 nautical miles is 110 statute miles. And aviation, because a lot of it comes out of maritime stuff, uses the nautical mile as its distance and speed and all that. So if we're traveling at 100, like that wind saying 102 at nautical miles an hour would be about 110 statute miles an hour, or about 163 kilometers an hour. Alright, so we're almost coming up to descent. Our first speed restrictions at BGD, which is 250 knots, but that's a little bit down the way here. We'll be starting our descent fairly quickly. Brian, it looks like we lost that American airline, or that United that was behind you. He has disappeared. So, looking good there. We'll get a hold of Denver approach when we get a bit closer. Come back over to our... Well, we're into our descent now. And we'll make our first radio call at Ski as well. Alright, so we're going to hold our target speed of 0.78 as we head downwards. When we convert over, we'll go to about 280. So we're heading down into yeah, it does make it go fast. Sunday's going to be interesting. It's a 12-hour flight we're doing. We'll be streaming the departure and then come back to stream the arrival into our destination. But yeah, it's a 12-hour flight. Alright, so we're coming up to K2. Everything is looking good. There's 270, 280, we'll lock it in. See if we can get that to peg there. And this is the coming up towards the end of the Rocky Mountains, as Denver sits at the edge of the Rockies and the Great Western Plains. Of course, tomorrow we're back 1400 Zulu. We'll be flying out of Tenerife, heading down to Dakar in Senegal as we continue our trip around the Atlantic. And Sunday we're in the F1 support. We're flying out of Milan, and we'll be flying the 747-8 freighter all the way down to Singapore. That is the weekend's events lined up. We're almost at 280, so we're going to come in here. We'll bring this up. We're going to go 280 to hold our speed there. Engine should start working to hold us there. Let's see, there's our 25-mile ring. We do have traffic ahead of us. We got a couple aircraft heading out. We got a British Airways. He's overhead. He's not a concern. We do have a P-28R coming out of Denver. Let's see. We're gonna go down here. We can't go up or down. So that's it. Liam, is that the gyro pilot plane? What do you mean? The plane we're using tomorrow is the Airbus A320, and the plane on Sunday, this is the Boeing 747-8 freighter. Oh, there's the British Airways up overhead. He's heading to Los Angeles. Yeah, no, the gyro pilot plane is on Wednesdays. That's the DC-3. Alright, so he's going to give us a frequency for the or a code for the squawk as we come in. Our speed's coming up a little bit. We'll give it a little bit of speed brake to help with that. It is a big plane. Yeah, was it Atlas or a Cargo Lux? Alright, there's 23,000 feet. We're coming through, so let's get the seatbelts on in the back. 3 miles from Ski. 777s are big, yeah. Not sure what I'm on when I fly over to England in a couple weeks. Forgot to look. I think it's a A330. I'm not 100%. Alright, we're just watching our speeds. We're coming up for Ski. And we're through. Denver area traffic, Skyhawk 4 at Ski, descending through flight level 215 inbound on the Ski 3 RNAV arrival, ILS runway 16 right, Denver. Alright, let's switch over. And sure 12035. 12035.
Number 5307 Lima, correction number 5370 Lima, on course approved, thanks for the help.
On course approved, 70 Lima, no problem.
Denver arrival, Skyhawk 04 with you, descending through flight level 205 on the Ski 3 for the ILS runway 16 Romeo KLAS transition.
Uniform Sierra 004 Denver approach, squawk 7306 ident.
7306 and ident for Skyhawk 004. 06. And ident. Alright, we got to bring the speed back to 250
Denver,
knots.
approach American 492, descending on the Ski 3 arrival for runway 16 right, and we have golf on board.
American 492, Denver approach, thanks for golf, Fox 7752, ident.
7752, then ident. American 492.
Uniform Sierra 004, rate of contact 40 miles southwest of the Mile High VOR. The Denver altimeter 299er3, and you can expect the visual approach for runway 16 right unless you need the ILS.
Negative visual will be fine for Skyhawk 004.
Roger.
Alright, so we're going to do the visual approach.
American 493, rate of contact 50 miles southwest of the Mile High VOR.
So that's going to be
thanks for Yankee.
kicked over to vectors at
you
some
can expect the
point,
visual
and
approach,
then
runway
we'll
17
just
for
fly it
correction 16
visually.
right.
Expecting 16 right, American.
Yeah,
492.
Liam, that'll be the A380. Alright, so we're coming up for 18,000. We'll switch over. Get that speed back now to 250. And the ILS is in of 111.9. That'll just be referenced now. We'll put in the course as well of 173 just so it's in there. Just in case. There we go. Although again, we are on the, you're going to be on the visual, so it's not going to be required. But we are going to follow the approach path here. No, Boeing doesn't have anything big enough for a shower. Although I guess in a private 747 you would probably have one. Maybe a private 777. Alright, so let's go to our descent. Destination weather is obtained. Arrival data is set. Landing altitude is checked. Radios are set. Localizer, ILS frequency, and course are all set, although we're not required. NTA is not required. Recall is checked. MCP is good. Altimeter is set. Minimums, we're going to have a minimum of 200 feet on the radio. Because, again, I'm not doing, sorry, we'll set that to radio. I'm not cranking in 5,000 feet into the barrel setting here. So we'll go to 200 feet, do it on our radio altimeter setting. There we go. Missed approach is going to be up to 12,000 feet, and we have a bunch of turns up to the Bruce waypoint, which is already there. You can see it in the blue. That is good there. Auto brakes, we're going to go auto brakes 2. Altimeter is set. 299er3. Cabin is depressurizing nicely as we're at 15,000 feet. We're now 10,000 feet above the ground, so landing lights, turn off lights can come on. And seatbelt signs are confirmed on. We'll ding the cabin 10,000 feet. Alright, so back to the arrival. We have 240 knots coming up, so we're going to crank back to 240. And once we get below 250, we can go flaps 5. And we're 248, so flaps 5 coming. There's flaps 1. Flaps 2. Dial back just so we can see a little bit better on our ND.
Uniform 0004, Denver approach.
Skyhawk 004, go ahead.
Skyhawk 004, it looks like the wind just flipped on me. The wind at Denver 360 at 6.
Roger, do you want to, I guess, give me vectors to whatever is now active?
I have no other traffic, so you can land south if you can accept that tailwind component, but that's up to you as the pilot.
Yeah, 6 knot tailwind's fine with us. We'll stay on 16 right then.
Roger. American 492 Denver Bridge.
American 492.
Information Alpha, or correction, India is now current, and the wind just flipped on me. It's 360 at 6, same tension.
And
I'll follow Skyhawk 004 and go for 16 right.
Roger. Number 5370 Lima, leaving my airspace to the southwest. Denver Center's offline, radar services terminated. Squawk and maintain VFR, frequency change approved. We'll see ya.
Squawk and maintain VFR, and frequency changes approved for 5370 Lima.
so Cliff is the exit point. So we're basically going to go on to that heading, which is going to be a heading of 353 degrees. So we'll set that in now. Since we're going to be on the visual, so we're just going to fly 353 off of here. He'll give us turns, and then we'll just line up visually on the runway. Alright, so we're going to bring that down to 11,000, and then we'll set, since that's the last point on the arrival. So for our approach and of course frequency is set, speeds are all set. Speed brake, we'll wait to arm that. Again, it's going to be a manual, and flaps 30 landing.
American 492, maintain 210 knots.
210 knots here, American 492.
And at Cliff, we're going to descend, we're going to slow to
Skyhawk 004, maintain 250 knots. And descend to maintain 8,000.
250 knots, descending 8,000 for Skyhawk 004.
And Skyhawk 004 reaching 8,000, you can resume normal speed.
Roger, we'll resume normal speed upon reaching 8,000. I know it's flashing, we're slightly over. We're going to go to a vertical speed descent now of 2,000 feet per minute. We're not going to bring the flaps in, but we will use the speed brake to help keep us slow. Oh, and we're going to go heading select. Keep that heading. Just 10,000 feet. Once again, we will ding the back, just let them know everything is set for our lights.
American 492, descend to maintain 9,000.
There we go, engines into continuous. It's funny, it says speed brake armed. It's actually in use. Using it to hold our speed back as we descend. He's giving us a little bit of a spacing here. 8,000 feet coming up. Alright, so we're going to roll to 210. And speed brakes are in, 8,000 feet coming up. Speed brakes are now armed. Auto brakes set. Geared flaps now.
Skyhawk 004, turn right heading 080.
Turning right 080, Skyhawk 004. speed back to 185 now. We're below 200 knots, so we're going to go flaps 10.
American 492, maintain 180 knots.
180 knots, American 492.
See, there's Brian on the TCAS. He's going to pass behind us and probably loop out slightly further. As
Skyhawk 004, Denver Airport, 2 o'clock, 15 miles, report in sight.
Yeah, we have the airport in sight for Skyhawk 004.
Skyhawk 004, turn right heading 140, cleared visual approach, runway 16 right.
Clear for the visual and turning to 140, 16 right for Skyhawk 004. I was a little out of sequence, but we'll get there in the end. Alright, so we are 13 miles out.
American 492, descend to maintain 8,000.
8,000, American 492.
We're coming in to do a little bit of an intercept here. We're basically flying the visual. Now this is going to be the rightmost of the runways. There's 4 runways there.
Skyhawk 004, maintain 170 knots or greater until a 5-mile final.
Roger, 170 knots or greater till 5 miles, Skyhawk 004. Alright, and there's the runway. Right there. And he wants us at 170 or greater, that's fine.
American 492, turn right heading 080.
Alright, we're 10 miles out.
080, American 492.
We're just going to maintain this for a second. We'll bring our speed down to 170. Actually 180. And we're going to bring her down, fly it by hand. Alright, so almost there, gear down, 8 mile final.
492 on the rollout, traffic follow, 2 o'clock.
ILS is
6
off.
miles, a 737,
Or ILS autopilot is off.
Additionally, Denver Airport, 2 o'clock, 15 miles, report either in sight.
Just flying her in now. So gears down.
No visual yet, American 492.
Flaps 15.
American 492, turn right heading 140, join the runway 16 right, localizer.
Right heading 140 and join localizer 16 right, American 492.
Skyhawk 004, runway 16 right, clear to land the wind 360 at 6.
Roger, clear to land runway 16 right, Skyhawk 004. Alright, so that wind's going to come around, that's fine. Yeah, we're slightly fast for our flap setting. So we're going to be landing 128 plus 5, so 132.
Roger.
There's 5 miles.
Denver Airport, 12 o'clock, 15 miles.
132.
Am I cleared on the glide slope as well for American 492?
And we'll go
Negative. Denver Airport's 12 o'clock, 15 miles, report in sight.
Airport in sight for American 492.
American 492, cleared visual approach, runway 16 right.
Okay.
Cleared to visual, 16 right, American 492.
So you took the visual, Brian. This is where you get to do it by hand. All right. Just watching that glide slope. And flaps 30 set. That's landing flap speed 130. We are clear to land. We got our winds. 1,000 to go. We can use the glide slope indicator as a reference, but we're pretty good. We're slightly low. I can start to see the pappies now. We're 3 reds, there's 2 and 2. Just bringing the nose down. Hear the trim going. That wind's coming around now. We got a tailwind. 4 knots. It's not bad. Slightly low. That's fine.
Approaching minimums. Minimums.
Continue.
American 492, the wind 360 at 6, runway 16 right, clear to land.
Clear land, 16 right, American 492.
30. 20. 10.
A little bit of a push from that tailwind, but that's fine. Get the nose wheel down and planted. Reversers are on. It's 80 knots, 70 knots. Reversers are off. We're going to get off at Delta 5. Just coming up.
Skyhawk 004, welcome to Denver. Keep it rolling for me. Make that next left. That'll be Delta 5. And where do you park?
Bravo gates down in the 20s there.
Roger. Do you know if it's an even or an odd gate?
Oh. Bravo 28 if it's open.
The correction, Skyhawk 004, Roger. Texas the gate via Delta 5. Whiskey Bravo, Foxtrot, Bravo Sierra.
Roger, taxiing to Bravo 28 via Delta 5, Whiskey Bravo, Foxtrot, and Sierra for Skyhawk 004.
And Skyhawk 004 to be Charlie, or correction, Bravo Sierra into the ramp.
Roger, Bravo Sierra into the ramp for Skyhawk 004. Alright, get that up, get the speed brakes down. We're going to keep taxiing down here, Whiskey Bravo, which is at the end. We'll get those lights off. Get the taxi light on, and that gets over to there. That's off, that's on. These can go back to off, and we will start the APU. Oop. Slightly lean on my thing there. APU coming online. Thanks, Liam. Alright, so we're going to tell the system we are parking at the Bravo gates and we're going into Bravo 28. I know where it is. Thank you very much. So we're going to come down here, we're going to make the first right and then the first left, and that will take us onto the line we want. Right, kill the auto throttle caution, disarm that. So the Charlie gates are on our left, the Bravo gates are on our right, the Alpha gates are further to the right. We're going to make this right here and then the left, and then it's on the south side of the Bravo terminal. I guess the odd gates are on the other side. So everything is looking good. How busy is Denver today anyway? It's 12 departures, 9 arrivals. Yeah, a little bit of traffic going on here. So this is Foxtrot.
American 492, welcome to Denver. Keep it rolling for me. Turn left on Delta 5, and where do you park today?
I'll head to the Bravo gates, anywhere near the Skyhawk 004.
Roger, you can taxi to the south side of the Bravo terminal via Delta 5, Whiskey Bravo, Foxtrot, Alpha Sierra, correction, Bravo Sierra.
It's Delta 5, Whiskey Bravo, Foxtrot to Bravo Sierra for the gate.
This is Bravo Sierra coming up. And there's the gates. Looks like there's nobody on the south side there. turn here. Now Bravo Sierra is the center line here. There is a line on either side. What do they call it? Green line, blue line? There's a green line here, which we're not going to take. We'll stay on Bravo Sierra. That's what he wants us on.
Denver approach, good afternoon. Skywest 5573, looking to pick up IFR clearance over to Eagle County with information, India on board.
5573, Denver departure. Thanks for India. Clear to the Eagle County Airport via the Zimmer 3 departure. Chingy transition, then as filed. Climb via the SID, except maintain flight level 200. Departure this frequency, squawk 5110.
Alright, we're on Bravo Sierra. Carry on.
We're clear to the Eagle County Airport by the Zimmer 3 departure, radar vector Chingy. Then as filed, climb via the SID, expect 2010 minutes after departure. Departure frequency is with you, squawk 5110 for Skywest 5573.
Skywest 5573, so your departure that you filed is a pilot nav, so there's no radar vectors, it's
so there's
just
20,
the Zimmer 3 departure, Chingy transition,
22,
that is filed. Climb via the SID, except maintain flight level 200.
24,
read correct.
26.
My bad. Zimmer 3 departure, then Chingy.
28.
And then climb via the SID and
there's
expect
28.
20, and then for Skywest 5573.
Alright, and then
says 5573, climb via SID, except maintain flight level 200. Not expect, except maintain flight level 200. Rest of your read correct.
Except flight level 200 for Skywest 5573, thank you.
Says 5573, read back correct. Expect runway 25 for departure, advise ready for pushback.
Bleeds on.
Will advise, ready for push. Could we take 8 or is 25 the active?
It makes no sense to launch you to the east when you're trying to go west. I could offer you 17 right, otherwise 25.
You know what, you are absolutely correct. I'll take 25. So I'm first time in Denver.
No worries.
Alright, there's our guy bringing us in.
And Denver approach, Cessna 474, or correction, 454 up 7 Echo, 7 miles northeast Fort Collins, request full stop.
Number 4547 Echo, enter the left downwind runway 33, report midfield.
Head out left downwind for 33 and we'll report midfield for Cessna 47 Echo.
She doesn't want to roll a lot.
Southwest 3212 with information Alpha is ready to push and start from Charlie 48.
Southwest 3212,
there we
Denver
go.
departure, good afternoon. Push
Welcome
cruise,
to
push straight
Denver.
Back to the first line, advise ready for taxi.
All right.
Straight back to the first line, call for taxi, Southwest.
Get down here, we'll get our
Attention all aircraft, number approach will close in 30 minutes.
and ground power we will request. We'll pop in here. Once we get the ground power in, we can switch over there and then start shutting the aircraft down. There we go. We're going to shut the aircraft down. Ground power is on. Fuel control is coming off on both sides. Once the engines are below 10% on the N1, anti-collision light can come off. There we are. Ground equipment is going to be coming in. Fuel pumps are now going off. We'll leave the left aft one on to feed the APU. Isolation valve open. Recirc fan off. And flight directors are now off both sides. Give them a call, let them know we are ready to deboard.
The boarding requested.
There we are. And here comes Brian. Beautiful sunny day, clear weather here in Denver, Colorado. Thank you very much for flying along. Brian, appreciate you joining me in the sky today. Liam, thanks for coming along. And Kevin, hopefully next time we'll get you up in the air.
Passengers, the boarding starting.
So we will see you tomorrow, 1400 for the next one. Until then, enjoy your weekend. Take care, everybody. Bye for now.